fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe.
Cobra Nation! Get the G.I. Joe Skystriker! Ace the Airborne, let's get those turkeys! We're gonna get Cobra this time! Our combat jets are on the way! Hey, check my missiles! They're A-OK! Great, I'm going down for a closer look! Way to go, Joe!
G.I. Joe Skystriker comes with Ace and 2 parachutes. Other figures sold separately from Hasbro.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of General Geekery. I'm Brian, and with me, as always, is JD.
Hello. We should probably say Happy New Year because we haven't done this in a little bit.
That's a good point. So, yeah, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and Happy Holidays, and regardless of which one that you celebrate, and Happy Lunar New Year as well. So, today, I cashed this in. This is an IOU from my wife. I owe you one Skystriker. Please retain this coupon to exchange for one G.I. Joe Skystriker in 2023. Probably, most likely. Authorized by Emily Hatch. No expiration date. And it came with this. So she actually took the time to figure out what model airplane the Skystriker was based off of.
Nice.
Went and got an F-14 and made an IOU because this was my Christmas present for 2020.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So this was my Christmas present for 2021 was the Haslab Skystriker, and I'm cashing that in today because here it is.
That is a big box.
It is a big box. So, without further ado, let's open this bad boy and have a look at it. Of course, a lot of people already have theirs. There's a bunch of unboxing videos on there, a bunch of reviews. But, of course, we are going to do ours. Ours just won't be as technically advanced as everybody else's.
That's what separates us from the rest.
That's it.
Also, our stimulating conversations.
Of course.
I always say people listen to us for the quality conversation, not the technological advancement. So,
all right, it's double boxed. That's nice. I've seen some people saying they got their shipping box damaged, and it damaged the box that the Skystriker came in. The actual
mine can come damaged. I don't care. I'm going to open it anyways. So
well, I'm going to open mine too, but please open form side. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but
yeah, there's a typo on the inner box. One of the unboxing videos I've only watched 2, including the one that Lenny and Emily did from
open
form side. Yeah, the one unboxing video I watched, the guy read that and he's like, well, we're starting off on the right foot with a typo on the shipping card. So
no, it's like a little English there for you there.
Deck the Harsh with bells of Hari.
Exactly. Most of my wife's puzzle cubes come from China or Japan, so she always likes her English instructions in her puzzle cubes. Oh man. All right. So the packing box insert resembles the deck of the flag.
Nah, it's a landing strip. If you look at the sides, there's grass.
Yeah, there is grass. How about that? Yeah.
So
landing strip. Landing strip it is.
But the number 83 on it is to signify 1983 when the Skystriker was originally released.
Which I was talking to my wife about because since this is a Christmas present, my original Skystriker was a Christmas present. So I found the parallel to be awesome in that regard.
I've never owned an original Skystriker, so I get mine, it'll be a first for me.
I have 2 of them. Well, I've had 3 of the original Skystrikers. I had the one when I was a kid, and then I restored I got 2 when I bought my flag. 2 came with it. One was complete, one was not complete. They were both. One was complete, and I restored that one, and that was one of the first vehicles I restored, and it came out beautiful. I mean, it looks like it just came out of the box. And then I say I'm slowly piecing the other one together, but I haven't really hunted parts for it yet. So one of the big things that I'm missing from it is the spring for the back landing gear door. I think those are extremely hard to get. All right.
Most of those vintage vehicles, buying parts is almost, as I understand it, is almost as expensive as buying the vehicles, but
depends on the vehicle. It definitely depends on the vehicle. Like I'm trying to piece together my Rolling Thunder right now. The antenna are extremely expensive, and I need the little rover and then the little red missiles. The little red missiles are cheap as dirt, and the rover I found for like $20. I haven't bought it yet, but I probably will pick that up. Or no, they wanted $20 shipping. I wasn't going to pay $40 for it. So inside we got the figures and the stand and the small vehicle. So let's take a look at the figures here first. So the first figure pulling out is the Radar Intercept Officer, codename Failsafe. And then, of course, his real name is Wayne Rethel. There is the carded figure.
The coolest thing about this guy is that he's a naval aviator, like Top Gun. So, because none of the other jet pilots in the vintage line, they were all Air Force. So it is cool to actually have a naval aviator.
And I'm waiting on the next Marauder Kickstarter for parts for customs, because I'm going to do Iceman, Maverick, and Viper. Or no, not Viper, Jester.
Jester
From Top Gun, the original Top Gun movie.
You should do Merlin and Sundown too. I'm just saying.
If I can get decent heads, I will. The Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander. Of course, everybody's familiar with why it's called Mickey Mouse, because the original logo looked like mouse ears.
Of all the figures that comes with that Sky Striker, that one is the least exciting for me. But
same here.
It's a version 1 Cobra Commander, so not my favorite. And it's Cobra Commander, also not my favorite. So
yeah, same here. That's the least exciting one for me as well. Scarlet. And to answer the question that everybody's asking, no, my crossbow does not have a handle on it.
All right, she doesn't need. How's she gonna carry a crossbow when she's flying anyway? So what's the difference?
No idea.
Plus, I think most of us probably have vintage and or comic pack Scarlets that we could probably use crossbows from. So while it is a quality control issue and a stupid oversight, I'm going to guess a lot of collectors probably have a crossbow that they could use if they're open.
I don't think that I do, but I could get one pretty easily.
Well, yeah, because there's been a lot of figures over the years that had that crossbow. So yeah. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
No, I'm not. I really don't care. I've seen people complaining about the hair color on Scarlet. I could kind of see the complaint. It is brown. It's not red like the original figure. I would have liked to have seen a more red hair for Scarlet. But again, I'll live with it. I do like that Scarlet figure though. Big Scarlet fan.
Well, I think it's cool to have a Scarlet figure that's very different from all the other versions that have been released. So
absolutely. And I still have my San Diego Comic-Con Scarlet sitting here from our chat with Chad. And then the Cobra Trooper. Again, I still think the Cobra Trooper and the Cobra Commander were weird choices for this, but here we are. Some wear on my card for sure. That's fine. Let's see here. Cobra Ground Crew, Ramp Rat. It's the code name on that. Kind of like that.
I like that figure. I think it's cool. It's
Yeah,
definitely a different Cobra that we never had before. And I like the file card because it references Wild Weasel and him getting mad if the Ramp Rats don't have his ride ready. So that's pretty cool.
Yep, sure does. I dig that. Yeah, I like that one. Like I said, I think Cobra figures in a G.I. Joe set are kind of a weird choice, but I like that one.
Well, I get it. Part of it was to help the funding, and part of it, I mean, at least they give you a sticker sheet with Cobra stuff in case anybody wants to make a Cobra Sky Striker. But I think the Ramp Rat is cool because the vintage Joe line and the stuff that's been done with the O-ring since has lots of Cobra figures, but not very often did we see a lot of support personnel, and that's what that guy is. I always appreciated in G.I. Joe the movie when you see the Cobra technicians in their coveralls and their caps, and I still kind of wish that they'd make one of those. But if Hasbro doesn't make it, maybe Super 7 will, and you can do an O-ring custom with it.
Yeah. And it's like close enough to a specialty Viper for me to dig it. So if it were up to me, I would scrap the Cobra Commander and the Cobra Trooper and add the two USS Flag support people that we didn't get in the.
I was really excited that Ripcord funded, but I wish that Mustard and Ketchup had funded too.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen Mustard and Ketchup instead of Cobra Commander and the Cobra Trooper, but it is what it is, and I'll live with it. And here is Ace. And I do have a vintage Ace that I can pull aside perhaps later in the video and do a side-by-side comparison. But yeah, that's Ace. And then the last figure, and the one that I've been waiting for, Night Force Ripcord. I dig that the most.
I was unexpectedly and unreasonably excited when that part of the when the Haslab funded, because I'm not a Ripcord fan. I've never been a Ripcord fan. But for some reason, when Hasbro said that they were going to do a Night Force Ripcord, it was a repaint of the vintage. But I don't know why. I was excited, but I was. And I saw pictures yesterday that somebody posted online, and I dig that they have a Night Force patch on his uniform. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he does have a Night Force patch on, looks like the right sleeve. Not seeing it on the left.
I don't think he's got anything on his left sleeve, but
no, I'm a huge Ripcord fan. I loved the characterization in the comic book. I liked him in the cartoon. I remember getting my first Ripcord figure. It seemed like I had something else to add to that, but I don't remember what it was. But and I never had any of the Night Force figures as a kid when I was a kid, because there was no Toys R Us near me, so I didn't even know they were a thing until the internet existed.
I love that they made his card to reflect the original Night Force, like it fits right in, and that's pretty cool. It kind of makes me wish they do a couple of other Night Force. I don't have any of the vintage ones. I did when I was a kid. I don't have them now. But there's something, the novelty of the package makes me wish that they do a couple of more Night Force figures that could also fit in with that team.
Yeah, absolutely. Then next is the display, and then it's on this is actually kind of like the ball head on my tripod, honestly. I've got a tensioner here to position it to release the ball head, and then when you got it in position, you can tighten it down. And then it has the racks for the extra missiles, and then I think you can store some stuff in the back of it too.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. I'm still not quite sure how I'm going to display this, because all of my planes are hanging from the ceiling, but with this nice display, what I kind of want to do is put it on the deck of my flag, but the deck of my flag is busy right now holding all of my Cobra specialty troopers. So I'm talking to my wife about maybe building some shelves, because everybody's seen that Skinner meme from Simpsons that maybe I have too many toys. No, it's the shelves that are the problem. So yes, it's the shelves that are the problem. I found that yesterday and sent that to my wife, and while she was at the grocery store, and when she got home, she says, the shelves are not the problem. You have too many toys. I'm like, no, No, it's the shelves that are the problem.
I'm not the biggest with the vehicle, so I really like that they have the display stand. I'm just gonna put it up the way it is. I think that was a cool inclusion.
So we've got the ordnance carrier, and this is the other reason I want to put it on my flag is because I have the vehicles that came with it. So you got the ordnance carrier, and then the fuel truck, which looks pretty close to the one that came with the flag, but it's definitely different enough.
The one with the flag was green, if I remember right. Right?
Yeah, green. I can get that here in a minute. And then what do we have in this package? I think these are the wings. Yeah, we got wingtips. So it looks like the kind of the same connectors that were on how the 30th anniversary Skystriker came. And then the rear fins, and then the gray set of tail fins. And it does come with a set of black tail fins to match the original box art. And I think that's what I'm going to put on mine is the ones to match the box art.
That's one of those details that's lost on me, having never had a vintage and often not paying that much attention to the box art, especially on the vehicles that I didn't have.
The fuel
I
pod.
do like that they put tampos on there so you don't have to put stickers on the ordnance.
Yeah. Where's my? There it is. Oops. The smaller either fuel pods or they like got gun sculpted in them. So I mean, this thing came with like a shit ton of ordnance, which is fantastic.
Great destructive capabilities.
Great customizing capabilities too. And we got 4 of the big Phoenix missiles. The vintage only came with 2, but if you look in a lot of the like cartoons, this was the only missile on the plane in the cartoons, if I remember right. And then 4 of the Sidewinder missiles. Plastic is definitely that softer plastic that we've been seeing in some of the new vehicles. I see a lot of people complaining about that. And I think a lot of people are super short-sighted on that, because this plastic being softer is not going to it's not going to crack, and it's not going to get brittle in 30 years. This plastic is going to last, whereas the vintage vehicles are so fragile, you're not going to have that problem with this. And I think a lot of people don't realize that.
As a guy who has almost none of the new O-ring retro stuff that they've released, I haven't felt any of the vehicles, but that is one of the problems I have buying vintage vehicles is that it's very brittle, and I like the fact that the stuff that it's probably not going to be in years.
And that was one of the biggest complaints I saw about the and then the 4 smaller missiles. I don't remember what they
Wow, it really does come with a lot of missiles.
Yeah. That was one of the biggest complaints I saw about people bitching about the Bumblebee Striker Transformer crossover, was how soft the plastic was. But the minute I had that in hand and was playing with that, I'm like, I'm not going to break this, and it's going to last forever. And it's like, I can see how people think it feels cheap, but it's not. You know, when 30 years from now, that thing is still going to be in one piece, and it's still going to be playable, and you're not going to have to worry about breaking it.
It'll be in better shape than we are. So
yeah, I don't think I'll be around years. So, all right, another packaging here. We've got the flame effects for the engines. which I think are awesome. I believe these are the flame effects for the missiles.
Yeah, that all makes for a really cool display piece.
Some flame effects there. It does. It really does.
I like that it comes with flame effects for the eject seats. That's pretty cool.
That's what those are. Yes.
Oh, is that what I don't know. I don't get mine until Tuesday. So
yeah, that's what those are. Nothing's labeled, so I wasn't sure what those are, but yeah, that's the flame effects.
I only know from seeing the pictures all over Facebook.
I've been avoiding those because I'm tired of people being pedantic assholes about them.
Pedantic assholes on the internet? Are you kidding me?
I know.
Where?
Right? Flame effects for the missiles came with 4 of those.
That's cool.
And then a whole bunch of small greebles. So I think this looks like, I think this is for the stand. No, I think this is, I'm not sure what that's for. And then the ladder for the side. And I just dropped a piece. Some sort of vent. I'm not sure where that goes. And
there's blueprints with it.
That looks like a flare, so I'm sure that probably goes on the plane, and I have no idea what I just dropped or where it went.
This is why people watch our videos, I'm pretty sure.
Right?
I don't know. Ryan Sweeney can probably confirm or deny that. He's one of our 16 loyal listeners, so.
Yeah, no idea. No, that ain't it. Because I'm in the process of redoing my customizing area. So everything is everywhere and it's a friggin' mess down here. There's a box insert. And I'm actually attempting to throw those in a garbage can. I'm not just throwing them across the room.
I'm surprised none of the dogs are in the basement with you.
Too much. Jack wouldn't be down here because everything making noise. Izzy doesn't come down except when she wants to eat, and Alice is upstairs with Emily, I'm sure. The black tail fins. And then the ejection seats in with the parachutes. I believe those are cloth parachutes in there, which is really nice.
Yeah, they're cloth this time. They didn't want them ripping. Premium item, premium parachutes. So you said that the black tail fins match the box art, not the so the original plane had what, the gray tail fins? Okay.
And then the canopy. Yeah, the original box art, the 1983 or 1983 box art, the Skystriker had black tail fins, but the vehicle itself came with gray tail fins. I don't think I noticed that. I certainly don't remember that from when I was a kid. Because I was just like, holy shit, it's the Skystriker. Rah! I was like one of those kids on the cartoon when you get the, I got it, check it out, you know. So I probably, that had handles. How about that? Well, not more, does it? There's the decals. So you've got a lot of decals. A lot of these you could get through Toy Hacks. So these are like Toy Hack stickers for the customizing, like Flint and Snake Eyes. The Flint and Snake Eyes logos, Toy Hacks made those.
I like that there's tampos on a lot of the accessories because I'm not a big fan of the decals, but I like that they put the customizing ability on those. They probably took a page out of Toy Hack's book and they're like, let people make the Skystriker the way they want it to.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I know I have a set of those somewhere. We'll just set those now. And then another set of decals there. And the Cobra decals.
Those will be great on custom vehicles you make, I'm sure.
I'm thinking about putting them on my second Skystriker.
Oh, you've got another one coming?
Oh, my like 1983 that I'm restoring.
Oh, okay. Oh, does it not have decals?
I took everything off and cleaned it. I was the one I restored, I put Toy Hack stickers on it.
Oh, okay.
I took it down to the base and polished it and did like that 3-step polish that I have, and yeah.
It must be nice to have patience for things like that. I do not.
There's instructions and the blueprints. What do we have here? Those look like the wing stickers. And then the warning in about 20 different languages. Probably more than that.
How many of those languages can you read in?
That's German, that's English, that's Spanish. I think that's Georgian. And there's Russian.
So they don't have it written in like Scots Gaelic or
Emily knows some Gaelic. I do not.
is the instructions in Welsh? Because you'll know because it has 100 letters for each word.
Yeah, no, I don't know any of that. My wife is the linguist here.
I've watched how to speak Welsh videos, and it amuses me because they'll show the word and they'll pronounce the word, and I'm like, none of those letters are in that word that you just said. So
there's the shipping box gone. Insert and so anyway, we got through all the stuff that's packed on top of the box. Here's the box itself. It's a pretty good representation of the 1983 box. And side, and then the top. There we go. I think one of the coolest things is they have finally disengaged the landing gear from the sweep of the wings, which was a huge flaw in the original and the 30th anniversary. Because you can't fly it with the wings out like it normally flies most of the time without having the landing gear down.
That's weird because planes don't, usually fly with the landing gears disengaged. So
no, I'm the wings. So the wings sweep with the lever.
Yeah.
The wings in that forward position. That's how the plane flies most of the time.
Right.
That's when the landing gear's down.
Right. That's what I mean. It doesn't like they don't. Okay, that's a weird design flaw. So they fixed that for this one then.
Yes, the landing gear and the wing sweep is completely separated now, which is something they should have done in the 30th anniversary one, and something I did in my customs. I went in and took those apart and ground down the gears in there.
See, this is where personal experience comes in with these things because I've never had an original, so I was unaware of that issue.
Yeah, no, it was one of the things, and I didn't know that until I saw Top Gun. And then I'm like, wait a minute, they're flying with the wings swept out all the time. They very rarely fly with the wings swept back. So that bugged me as a kid after I saw Top Gun.
To be fair, most of my knowledge about fighter pilots comes from Top Gun and other Hollywood movies. So
that's how I learned about it.
But that is not a detail, even in those movies, I've ever noticed. So
I noticed it right away when I was a kid because I had the Skystriker and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not right.
The only jet I had when I was a kid was the Conquest. So
the sculpting on that engine is phenomenal.
Yeah, in the Hasbro unboxing, they pointed that out, that on the original it was just a smooth barrel, but they sculpted the engines.
Yep.
I didn't watch the whole Hasbro video. It was quite long, but I
Yeah.
watched some of it.
I thought it was a thing, and I'm like, I really can't stand that gal. So I had no desire to watch that video because I don't know what it is about her, but she just annoys the fuck out of me.
Well, I watched it in the first place because somebody said that's where they announced the classified Helix and the classified Joe Trooper set. But I didn't fast forward to that point, but I watched some of the video. But yeah, it went on for a while. So, but it was what I saw of it was interesting enough, but
So yeah, there is definitely a right way to put these in here because there's a little notch in the frame and the little tab on the engine. And it's kind of hard to line up. So they go in there pretty hard.
So not a feature from the original then.
No. And it's hard to get it lined up right on that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back to that. I'm not sure I like that. All right, so rear tail. That in there. So on the bottom, we've got a little we got air brakes here, which fold out, which is super cool. We've got a tail hook for the cable
for the arrestor on the deck. That's cool.
And it clips in. I'm not sure how the landing gear works, honestly.
You just know it's not connected to the wings.
Yeah,
so.
The air brake on the top moves, which it did not on the original.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it does have the removable panels on the top, like it did on the original on both sides. And I understand that there is I wouldn't have even known this was a thing if I hadn't seen a picture of it already. But there are panels on.
Yeah, I saw a picture. The other side has a panel that pops out with the fuel tank, or with the spot for the fuel hose to go into.
So yeah, this has not one but two panels.
Yeah, I had a Conquest. It didn't have most of the details. That's cool.
Yeah, the original didn't have this. The only one that had side panels on it originally was the Rattler. Cobra Rattler. And it had what was cool about that is it had battle damaged ones, so you could switch it out for some battle damage plates. Right,
I've never had an original Rattler either. It is my favorite plane in the line, but I've never had one. It's one of those that I love the idea of it, but I never got a 25th anniversary version, and I had the copper colored one, the Toys R Us exclusive from the early 2000s, but I don't have it anymore because it was brittle.
Yeah.
So, but I do remember that being a feature of the 1997, the camouflage repaint of it.
Yes.
Had the battle. I'm like, all right, that's kind of cool.
That panel pops out there too. I'm not going to take it out right now because I don't want to drop it and lose it while I'm doing this.
Did you find that other piece you dropped?
Nope. It's there somewhere. Sweep those wings out.
And if I remember right, I think they said they redesigned the wings so that they looked more like the Northrop Grumman plane that they based it on.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, this is a big difference between firsthand knowledge of the original and bystander knowledge, because this will be an all new experience for me.
There we go.
So this jet, this whole thing, this is 100% new molds, right? Like no retooling, no.
I don't.
Most of the way, anyways, right?
I don't know. Actually, people are saying no, that it's a retool of the 30th anniversary one, but I think it's enough of a new one that they've changed enough stuff that I don't think it's a straight remold of the 30th anniversary one. So, all right, yeah. So the wings
Oh, I see.
sweep with this now, or well, they did sweep originally with this.
Oh, I see what you mean, though. Having it connected to the landing gear must have been really annoying.
yes,
Oh, that would have bugged the crap out of me when I was a kid, too. Luckily, I didn't have one or know the difference. So, yeah, that would have annoyed me.
I don't actually know how the landing gear is supposed to, if it's manual or if there's.
Yeah, sure. If I'd gotten the 30th anniversary version, that would have bugged me, too. I didn't. I saw it, but I never bought it.
Yeah, and when I did all my customs, I took it apart and ground out the gears so that the wings wouldn't sweep when you move the landing gear down.
Good. Oh, so all your seekers don't have that problem.
Exactly. The wings are independent of the landing gear on my customs. I'm not actually sure how the landing gear comes down then, because it's still spring loaded. Oh, there we go. Oh, clever. I like it. I figured it out. Tail hook arrestor.
Oh, that is super cool.
That is awesome. I didn't even notice that. Yep, that's how you do your landing gear now.
All right, that's a nifty way to have the tail hook and the gimmick at the same time.
That was worth it right there for me, as having this as a kid. That was worth it. And yeah, I am putting the black fins on mine.
Just because they're there?
Yep. Just because that's how the box art was. Let's see, which one was that? There you go.
That is cool.
Then why did it have two canopies? I'm not actually sure why mine has two canopies.
Maybe it's an error. I don't know.
I don't know. Because
I don't know. When I get mine, I'll see if it comes two canopies. I don't know.
Because it looks like the same sculpt, it's the same shade. Maybe so you can put different stickers on the canopy, like.
Oh, different names? Oh, probably.
That would be my guess.
You know, I think it's cool that it came with decals for like Flint and Snake Eyes. It's an interesting detail, but I can't help but be disappointed that there aren't decals for Ghost Rider or Dogfight or Slipstream.
Yeah, I tell you what, you talk to Toy Hacks and I'll bet they'll make you some. And then there's the ejection seats in there.
Now the 30th anniversary version, I understand that only had the space for the one pilot.
Correct.
All right, so this because the vintage one had two seats, right?
It did. Hang on a sec. So here's the vintage Skystriker, 1983 Skystriker, albeit a bit dirty. But yeah, when it's not all dusty, yeah, this thing looks brand fucking new. So the canopy, I'm still I don't have the seats in there right now. But the canopy is a lot bigger because it's all one piece. Whereas the new one stops right here, which is more accurate to the real plane. And then, yeah, the lever here sweeps. The engine just fell out.
I was gonna say something just fell.
So yeah, the lever here sweeps the wings and does the landing gear.
Oh, that is really annoying.
Yeah. So
that is a stupid detail. Okay.
It didn't bug me when I got it, because that's how I always flew it, was with the wings swept back. But then when I saw Top Gun and saw that they flew with the wings swept out most of the time, that really bothered the fuck out of me.
So for once, Hollywood didn't lie to us.
No, Hasbro did. Thank you, Hasbro. Oh man, this thing's filthy. Oh, this poor thing. Anyway,
It's been hanging up there for a while.
yeah.
That was hanging up there when I visited the first time.
Well, I was hanging in here, and it was getting airbrush dust on it, so I moved it out to the other room.
Oh,
Um,
that's right. You moved it into the Hall of Armors.
Yes, pretty much. Anyway, so there is the vintage next to, and this thing is a solid chunk of plastic. I mean, it's not solid, obviously, but this thing is way heavier than this one is.
Interesting.
So, I mean, there you can definitely see that canopy doesn't want to stay closed. Lost the engine again. So that's the problem with the smooth barrel engines, is it falls right the fuck out of there. Let me sweep those wings here.
That's what super glue is for.
So,
Oh, I see.
it's
Boy, am
about,
I glad they tampoed some of the deco on there. I cannot imagine putting all the deco. Oh God, I don't.
it's almost the exact same length as the vintage one. So that's the vintage next to the original, or the new one, to the Haslab. So I mean, it is almost inch for inch, millimeter for millimeter, same size. And then let's sweep the wings.
Yeah, if there's a difference with the wings, I can't tell.
Wingspan is maybe a little longer on the vintage one, maybe not much.
Yeah, it's one of those details that just passes me right by. I don't.
So that is, and see, all my stuff is falling off on my vintage one, because that isn't even supposed to come off. That was never meant to come off in the first place.
What was it?
The like the cannon slash
Oh,
pod, somebody had pulled that off. That was not meant to come off
oh, okay.
on the original one. Woof. Yeah, this is way heavier than the other one, than the vintage. And then next to, albeit a significantly customized 30th anniversary one.
Oh, Thundercracker.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's definitely not the same mold. It is definitely not the same mold as the 30th anniversary.
Hey, Holly. Oh, no. Yeah. No.
So yeah, people were saying that it's just a straight retool of the 30th anniversary one. It is not. It is an all new mold.
All right, so
It's
noticeably different.
Yeah, definitely. So that's size wise. And then yeah, on mine, you can see I have the landing gear up. So my lever puts the landing gear up and down, and then I can sweep the wings manually.
All right, that's cool. Yeah, that was a good call on fixing that.
Yeah. And this thing's filthy too, unfortunately.
I was to say, there's only 6 or 7 layers of dust on it.
Yeah, in like airbrush particulate. So let's put some missiles on this bad boy. And that's what those little pieces are. These go in here, so you can add more weapons to it.
Good for strafing runs on the Terrordrome.
Absolutely. Hang on a sec here. So I don't know where that goes. These go here, I'm just sure of it. I should probably look at the instructions just to make sure, but you know, who does that? That'd just be weird.
Well, I tend to look at the instructions, but because assembling these things annoys me. So, and I'm always afraid to break it.
Fair enough. But yeah, no, it's got to be where that goes. Yeah, there it goes. It's just real tight.
Well, at least you know it's not going to fall out then.
Yeah. Like that engine,
Yeah.
vintage one.
Which also means it's not something I'll have to super glue in. So,
Exactly. Yeah, and there's like 3 different places where you can add weapons on the bottom of this thing. So I mean the customizability on this is fantastic.
oh, that's the piece that came off the 30th one that wasn't supposed to come out, right?
This one came off of the vintage one.
Oh, the vintage one. That's the one, but it dropped off. Or you said it wasn't supposed to.
It's not, the one on the vintage isn't supposed to come off, because when you're a kid, you could put your hand was small enough to fit underneath the inside here, and you could hold it.
Oh, okay. Oh, I got it.
So it was kind of a jury rigged handle so you could fly your plane. At least that's how I played with mine. So my hand was small enough to fit in there. So let's see here. So,
You're pretty happy with it so far.
yeah, this thing's fantastic. The plastic, it's definitely a different plastic. I mean, it's definitely a little softer, but it's like soft but hard at the same time. It's really hard to describe. I really like it, and it's got a sheen to it that's phenomenal.
So the 2 years that we waited since the Haslab funded, saying it was worth the wait and worth the price for it.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it is. It's the fits into the stand. That's what those are for.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Without a doubt, this was.
Well, and they did say during the Haslab that spring 2023 was the estimated arrival, and they made it.
Yeah, absolutely. So this comes off, and there's all right. So that's one of the pieces. The engine cover goes there. Oh, no, it's on backwards.
Is that separate on the vintage version?
What's that?
That engine cover, like, does that
This
exist
didn't
on
come
the?
with the vintage version. This came with the trailers came with the flag.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. But yeah, it's still the vintage version. So that one piece for the.
There was not an ordnance carrier for the flag.
Oh, so that's all new then.
Yeah, there's fuel.
Oh.
I'll go get them. So here's the crawler from the flag. There's the crawler from the new Skystriker. So this is an ordnance trailer, so you can take the ordnance trailer off, or the ordnance carrier off, and then put an engine cover on in its place.
That's cool.
Yeah, you can't have both at the same time. I'm gonna leave mine with the ordnance carrier on because I like that. And then here's the original fuel trailer versus the one that came with the Skystriker.
They're different. So they're completely different too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I think I was under the assumption that they recolored the pieces from the flag for this, but no, they're all new molds too.
Yeah, completely new molds. Both are completely new molds. Fleer, this goes on. Fleer on. A little screw hole here. Well, it's not a screw hole anymore though. There we go. And then yeah, we've got the stand, which will peg into they like that. All right. Yeah, that's pretty freaking awesome, dude. I love it. And then I don't know where the ladder, I think the ladder plugs into something. No, I'm gonna have to look at the instructions. I like that there's definitely a catch to keep the canopy up. So you can feel a canopy catch when it goes all the way up.
That's cool.
Whoop. Yeah, this is pretty fucking awesome. And then, yeah, I'm not sure where the probably plugs into somewhere. I'm gonna have to look at the instructions, but the ladder for the plane does plug into the vehicle somewhere. I'm guessing where this panel is removable, but I don't really want to lose the panel right now. So
yeah, don't lose the panel on video. Lose it afterwards.
Then flame effects go in to the engines. So, and then we have the I keep knocking missiles off of this thing. It's just like my childhood all over again.
I'll just pretend there's a Cobra bunker under there. Well, there used to be, and now there's not.
The ejection seat feature.
That's cool.
That is pretty freaking cool. I don't care who you are. That's awesome.
Well, I have to make the joke. Hopefully that works better for Failsafe than it did for Goose. I'm just saying.
And if you don't want to simulate Goose getting his neck broken, you can always do put this on the back and have Ripcord bailing out over Cobra Island.
Just like he did before in the comic book arc.
Yep. And then extra bombs. And then we've got missiles that plug, or the flame effects that plug into the missiles there.
Although if something did happen to Failsafe, I don't feel like Ace would be saying, talk to me, Failsafe, afterwards. I don't.
Yeah. It's kind of cliche now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, drop the bomb and it went clear across the room, of course. And so the flame effects on the missiles there.
That is cool.
That is awesome. There are two bigger ones and two smaller ones. And even the small ones fit in the smaller missiles too. So you get 3 different size missiles, and the flame effects fit in all 3 missiles.
So good attention to detail on Hasbro's part.
Yeah, super, super fantastic. That's the only thing I'm not keen on is the sculpting on the engines. While it's nice, it doesn't fit in there real well.
But it also doesn't slide out like your vintage one.
Yeah. Because that feels like that's wedged in there now. So, oh well. And yeah, I definitely dig the air brakes, the adjustable air brakes on the. I don't have a fingernail to get under there to get it, but yeah, the air brakes that move on the top and the bottom, and that the fact that the landing gear is separate from, and you don't have to unclip the tail hook to get the landing gear to work. It slides in that clip.
So you're happy with that change then?
I think that in and of itself is worth the price of the vehicle.
So what you're saying is this is not just an overpriced upgrade to the 30th version that once went on clearance, as I've heard so much bitching about over the last 2 years.
This is head and shoulders above the 30th anniversary one. Number one, because it can fit 2 figures like the original one. The fact that the wings are disengaged from the landing gear, it has way more ordnance than any of the vehicles did, and the articulated air brakes and the articulated tail hook. The sculpting is head and shoulders above it. I mean, the sculpting is as nice as the vintage one, and compared to the vintage one, the things I do like about the 30th over, or the Haslab over the vintage one, well, the engines are kind of a pain in the ass. The sculpting is really kind of cool on the engines. I like the new ejection seats. I like that the canopy locks, like, will lock in an up position, because the other one doesn't do that. I like the removable panels. The turbines are sculpted into the engines.
I think that's an awesome detail.
Yeah, absolutely. And the black tail fins, because now it'll match the box art. The fact that the parachutes are cloth, and somebody had broken down the cost to, like, you know, each figure was like $25, and then the vehicles were like $15 a piece, and then it made the plane like about $100.
So what you're saying is it's almost like if you got it in hand, you would see differences that you couldn't get as a sense from the Haslab. So all the people that were saying that this was just a giant ripoff, they were wrong.
Yeah.
All right, good. I'm glad we put that to bed.
Well, yeah, because when you break down the cost, $25 a figure, which I think is a pretty reasonable cost for exclusive figures.
Yes.
Exclusive carded figures, O-ring figures. And
with
then
small production runs, yes.
And then, a few bucks a piece for each of the vehicles, a few bucks a piece for the stand. You pay $20 for like a weapons upgrade, so all the extra weapons and flame effects, and then you're left with just the plane, and it's for $230. You're definitely getting your money's worth. You're not getting just the plane for $230.
Wow. So the screaming angry fanboys, they were just their rage was misplaced as usual.
As usual, yeah. Because it's people that probably couldn't afford it, or it wasn't what they wanted. Everybody has something that they would like to see Haslab make, and the Skystriker was not on the top of everybody's list.
But it makes sense in an anniversary year like this for the release of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know what my top vehicle pick would be for a Haslab project. I might say like a whale. Killer whale would be a good one. One of the older, larger vehicles. I know people want to see like the Terradrome and the flag. I don't think those are realistic possibilities.
Right. We're not getting another flag ever. It's not going to happen in any scale. There's never going to be another USS flag, not from Hasbro. It's not practical. It's not cost effective. And if people were bitching about the cost of a Skystriker, and imagine the $1,500 that it would cost to do the flag.
Yeah, probably more than that. And people want the flag in classified scale.
Yeah,
the original one was 7.5 feet long.
Yeah, it would fill up a room.
So if you double the size, you're looking at 15 feet. I could put one in here. I have 15 feet that I could put a classified scale flag in here if I wanted to.
But there'd be very little else in that room.
Yeah. I don't know. This is pretty big room. Normally, this whole area is cleaned out. Like I said, I'm in the process of redoing this whole customizing room. I could put a classified scale flag in here. There would be plenty of room to play with it, to walk around it all the way around. But I am significantly in the minority on that.
Yeah, a lot of people would end up having to keep it in their garage.
Yeah. And I can't even imagine what the cost of a classified scale flag would be. I mean, yeah, because I think $1,500 for the vintage scale one is not unreasonable. I mean, that's probably about what it would cost. And I'm not dropping $1,500 on a new flag. As much as I'd like to support the line, I would love to see a new flag, and I would really like to support it, but I couldn't spend the money on it.
I really think in the future, if they're gonna do another O-ring retro vintage Haslab, I really think that the killer whale is the threshold of where they're gonna go with it. They're not gonna do a new Defiant.
No.
They're not gonna do a Terradrome. I mean, there's a chance they could, but again,
maybe see
imagine the cost.
Maybe see the Terradrome. If they could do the Terradrome for like $500, I think maybe, but I think that's pushing it. And
yeah, but yeah, they're not. They might do. They'd be more likely to do the killer whale.
I think so.
And at least then people would have it, and the steering vanes wouldn't break as soon as they look at it.
Yeah, both my steering vanes are intact on mine.
Right, but that's a rare case.
Off, though. I don't leave them on mine at all. I store them inside. I don't, because they are intact. I'm gonna get repro ones to put on mine.
Yeah, because as I understand, again, I never owned a whale when I was a kid, but I understand that those are those kind of parts that just you can't find them reasonably priced in good condition because they're all broken.
The repro ones go for $50 a set, but it's money well spent, honestly, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm not quite sure why I have two canopies. I haven't looked at the instructions, but yeah, my guess is so you can put different name decals on there.
Yeah, it has to be that. I can't imagine unless you just accidentally got a second canopy.
The ladder for the canopy stores on the crawler. Look at that. See, see, now I need to put the landing gear down. Let's see here. Oh, I love that. I love the fact that you don't have to pull the tail hook down to get the landing gear. It can stay in the little clip. That's fantastic. I should have pulled my San Diego Comic-Con star screen down to do the comparison instead of one of my customs.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Because it's not painted. Let's see, how's that fit on there? That fits on there. Like that. Yeah, the ladder stows on the side of the ordnance trailer.
And the ladder, that's a whole new accessory. Nothing like that existed in the vintage line, right?
I had I don't know what happened to it. I probably haven't. I don't know. I haven't seen that for a long time. I don't know what happened to it. I bet it didn't make a move somewhere. But the BBI F15 and the F18, they came with a full-size ramp ladder.
Yeah, but there's nothing like it in the Joe line.
No, nothing in the Joe line.
All right, so that's another cool detail that they didn't need to include, but it's cool that they did. If nothing else, for diorama purposes.
Yeah. Oh, those smaller blast effects aren't for the missiles. They are for the nose gun.
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's so yeah, reading the instructions will help.
Aha, yes. That's what those are there for. I knew it. There had to be a reason for it.
And yeah, then there's the decal sheet there. and I haven't decided which decals I'm going to put on mine. Because I'm honestly, I am going to put, I think I am going to, when I restore my second vintage Sky Striker, I am going to use the Cobra decals on it. But I really like the Tomcat stickers, tail fin stickers. So I
I
might
would
go.
say that's a nice addition to make it a realistic Navy or but like U.S. military plane.
I also like the Northrop Grumman stickers. That's pretty
See.
cool. That
Well,
is,
I was gonna say it's officially licensed, so it is cool that they got their logo included.
They had to pay for the license for that.
It's
I also
one
like
of those things.
the Wolf Pack from the 50th anniversary line.
They acknowledge the Wolf Pack. Oh, that's amazing.
There's a
Oh, that's a hell of a cool detail. Oh, I really appreciate that.
High sticker. And again, the Aces High sticker, the Flint, and the Snake Eyes are Toy Hacks stickers, because I have on my vintage Sky Striker, I have the Aces High logo on mine because it was one of the bonus stickers that came with the Toy Hack set.
That's cool.
So those are toy. I wonder.
I wish my mother was still here. When I was in college, my mother worked for Northrop Grumman in Northern Virginia. She was one of the assistants to one of the guys there, and she'd appreciate the Northrop Grumman sticker because she used to have like the notepads with the Northrop Grumman logo on it. I wish she was here. She'd appreciate that.
I don't know where all my other stickers are. They're probably in the other room. But yeah, those are Toy Hack stickers.
That's
so
cool.
I wonder how Hasbro talked Toy Hacks into getting those, because that Flint, Snake Eyes, and the Aces High, those come with the they're bonus stickers with the Toy Hack sticker sheets.
They probably made an agreement. That's pretty cool.
Those aren't Hasbro's. And then there's the Killer Whales sticker then too, which is kind of
that's a weird addition.
It is. I don't understand that, but that's cool. And then there's another Tomcat sticker, a different Tomcat sticker there, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I'm definitely I think I'm going to go with the Tomcat, the U.S. flag Tomcat stickers on mine. Tempted to put just the vintage ones on there, but I want to spice it up a little bit. And I am totally using the Cobra ones on my second vintage Sky Striker.
So that means another a custom Cobra pilot for it, right?
Wild Weasel. I'll do a Wild Weasel.
Right. A custom Cobra pilot, Wild Weasel. Yes. Good.
One in
you've never made a Wild Weasel custom, right?
I have. Wild Weasel is the pilot for my Skywarp custom.
Ah, okay.
He's in purple because Skywarp was my favorite Seeker as a kid, so I had to do a Wild Weasel custom for my favorite Seeker custom.
Oh, well, so you've never done the traditional Wild Weasel. Well, there you go. That'll be your chance.
Oh man. So yeah, it's a lot to take in all at one time, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I'll take some still pictures of it next to the vintage one, and I'll get my Starscream off the ceiling, and so I'll set all three of them up.
That's cool.
I'll
look forward to seeing those pictures.
Yeah, I don't have, and I'll drop them in the video somewhere here. I don't have a uncustomized 30th anniversary one.
Nor should you, but
the 230th anniversary molds that I have that aren't customized is Jetfire and Starscream. So I have the two San Diego Comic-Con ones, but I customized all the 30th anniversary ones I have. and all four of them are, well, all four of them are hanging. The fourth one's on the floor, but still. All in all, I'd say that was definitely worth it. I'm super happy to have that. All the naysayers, man, go find something else to bitch about, guys, because this was fantastic. I think it was worth it. You know what?
Find something else to bitch about. You won't have to look that hard. There's plenty of things that are more important, or equally annoying and unimportant. So you're pretty happy with it then.
Absolutely. So I am going to open Ace, and I'll do it in a way so I don't destroy the file card, because somebody will probably want the file card at some point. The uncut card. And I'm happy to get that to somebody.
Well, for anybody who's actually watched this video the whole way, we appreciate that.
Let me get his gear out too. And then I have a vintage Ace sitting around.
I would say take some comparison pictures with them too, because I've seen a lot of detailed pictures of this new Ace, but I don't think I've seen one yet where they actually put new Ace next to 1983 Ace.
It comes with a pistol. The original Ace did not come with any weapons. So yeah, there's Ace. Did you ever have an Ace figure? Did you ever get one?
Yeah, I did, but it was a mail away version because most of the, a lot of the drivers and pilots were available through the mail later. Yeah, so I had Ace, but yeah, I never had this plane.
I was gonna mention that at the beginning of the show. We're gonna do, this is part 1 of 2 videos because neither one of us were big enough assholes to make the other wait to open it.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's unreasonable, frankly. So yeah, but I'll start by opening the figures on mine because you're not doing that. So, all right, so new Ace and old Ace look remarkably similar.
Yeah, there's definitely, the colors are definitely different, and there is a little bit of sculpting changes, so you are able to tell them apart. You're not gonna have a hard time of people trying to pass the new one off as the vintage one on eBay. And then, of course, 30th anniversary Ace in there.
You mean that shitty 25th anniversary version? God, what a terrible update that was.
Yeah, it was sure.
What a crap figure. That thing was awful in 2007. It's worse now.
It wasn't, yeah, like you said, it wasn't good to begin with, and it didn't age.
And it was a preeminent example of some of the 25th stuff was a nifty idea, terrible results. And that figure was gangly out of the package. Proportions were weird. The hands are awful. So, and you can paint that shitty mold in original Ace colors, but let's not pretend it's an update to Ace in the high-tech flight suit.
25th version. There is a 30th version, 30th anniversary version that came with the so that
but that's a
comic pack. The 30th anniversary, I don't think I have any sitting around. I think I broke them all down for customs. I might I'll have to look when I do some pictures, but I don't.
But that one was a drastically different design, right? Like that was a different Ace. Like it wasn't an update to the original. The last time we got an update to the original was a crap 25th version. So
that did not come single carded. I'm pretty sure it came in a comic pack.
It came in the comic pack with the 25th anniversary Wild Weasel, which, while not being a great update to the original, was a much better figure than Ace. So
I think that's about all I got for this particular episode. So yeah, that's the unboxing, and my review is, so 3 things I always touch on. packaging is phenomenal. It looks just like the vintage one did. I mean, it was like Christmas all over again, 1983. Playability is fantastic. It's off the charts on this. The as much ordnance and flame effects and ladder and display and the trailers. I mean, this was meant to be played with. The plastic it does feel like that softer plastic, but at the same time, it's definitely firmer than the plastic that's in like the Megatron Hiss and the Bumblebee Striker. So I mean, it definitely feels softer, but it also at the same time feels like it's going to last. I mean, this does not feel cheap in any way, shape, or form. This I mean, it's a solid. It's heavy compared to the vintage one for sure. This is going to last over time. And customizability. I mean, you can customize it straight out of the package with just the 3 sheets of decals that came with it, or there's been 1,000,001 Skystriker customs over the years, and obviously because I've got 4 of them hanging from my ceiling right now. So I mean, you could customize this. I don't know. It'd be real hard for me to customize a crowdfunding project like this, as expensive as it was. But a lot of people bought 2 or 3 or up to 5 of these. I think you could get 5 at a time on one account. But yeah, you could customize it for sure. I mean, the plastic, I don't know, man, that softer plastic doesn't take paint very well. So that would be kind of my, like, if you're going to customize it, that's a pitfall. Definitely use like an etching primer, something that's going to eat into that plastic. Because when I tried to customize my 30th Skystrikers, the tail fins are that softer plastic, and it doesn't take primer, and it doesn't take paint well at all. So that is definitely a pitfall if you're going to customize this thing. Other than that, man, yeah, this thing's fantastic. I love it. I'm glad I got it. I'm so glad I was on the fence for a little while, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'll regret it if I don't get it. And yeah, I would have regretted it if I had not gotten it. No buyer's remorse on this at all. The only thing I'm not sure what I'm going to do is how I'm going to display it, because I do definitely want to use the stand that it came with. But again, my flag is busy holding all my Cobra Troopers, so I'm not sure where I'm going to display it just yet.
To be fair, you do have a couple of Joes on the flag, so they're just wildly outnumbered by the Cobras.
I took all my Joes off. I put them on my mobile command center and my general.
Wow. So Cobra's just commandeered it all together.
Yeah. It's
you're a twisted man.
Keel Hall is still on there.
Well, I'm glad that the commander of the boat at least got to stay on it.
I put Keel Hall on the flag because I didn't want to separate him. But yeah, I moved all my other Joes off. My vintage ones, vintage Joes are all in my mobile command center. I have a kind of cool display with that. I have the vintage Joe. If I have the update of that particular figure, I have it sitting next to the update. So I have like the 30th anniversary sci-fi next to the vintage sci-fi. Low light with all the versions of low light that I have, because I have most of them, not all of them for sure, because I don't have the Dino Hunter one, but yeah, and then Snake Eyes with a bunch of Snake Eyes figures, and yeah, so it's a kind of cool display to see. I had Ace sit next to the 25th anniversary Ace on top of the mobile command center, but yeah.
Now I suggest the 25th anniversary version go to the dogs as a chew toy.
I don't think so.
I just think it's a more worthy use than actually keeping it as an Ace figure.
Yeah, I think that would. I don't want to teach them that it's okay to chew up action figures.
Good point. Well, give it to one of the neighbors. I'm just kidding. It's just such a crap figure that I just,
Yeah, no amount of customizing is going to save that figure, unfortunately. Believe me, I've looked at it try improving.
I think the best way to salvage it is kerosene and a lighter, but um, but all right, yeah. Well, stay tuned this week for part 2 of this ridiculousness.
So yeah, as always, please do that fun social media stuff. Like, share, subscribe, comment below. Did you get one? Did you like it? What was your favorite part about it? And if you're gonna whine, bitch, and complain about it, I'm gonna delete your comment. I don't usually do that, but heads up, if you're gonna bitch about it on my page, I'm not gonna put up with it.
I was gonna say that there's plenty of other places to bitch, moan, and complain about it. So that's what Facebook is for.
Yeah, if you're gonna whine about the price or anything like that, do it on somebody else's social media. This is the one time I'm putting my foot down on that. So that being said, stay tuned for part 2. Probably Wednesday-ish, because JD gets his Tuesday. I'm going to be doing it. We're going to be doing the podcast from work because I'm working. I'm on duty. So we'll be doing, and I'm not, like I said, neither one of us is a big enough asshole to make the other one wait to open it. So
that'd be horrible.
I cannot do that to JD, and JD obviously could not make me wait until he got his to open it.
No, that's awful.
Yes.
That's like making somebody wait till the next day to go see, The Force Awakens, unless you had to. But yeah, thanks for tuning in if you have, and see y'all later.
Thanks for watching.